Mix is a character we tried to make where it's like, you may never shoot at a player in a round, but you know that your team succeeded because of you.
Hola malditos nerds, estamos acá con June Cuervo justamente para hablar del nuevo agente de VALORANT. Hi June, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome. What's the first thing you think about when designing a new agent for the game? Is it gameplay mechanics, is a gap in the meta, or is the fantasy of creating a new character?
So the answer is all three, but it's different for every character. Which one is kind of the emphasis? I think for Mix, we felt like we didn't have like a character that was like a true support. We had characters that had some supportive elements, like Sage as the heal, Astra is like supporting her teammates on a map, right? But we didn't really feel like we had that character that was standing shoulder to shoulder with you and being the supportive character on the team every single round. So that was very much our idea for creating Mix.
How do you guys understand that? Like, are you just watching the game and saying like, yo, no one is support, like doing a hard support, or how do you guys get to the idea? It's a long process.
Yeah, I mean, it's very collaborative. All of us play the game every day, and we watch the game, like pro matches, we watch streamers, we're very engaged with the community, and like all of us are VALORANT players also. So sometimes it's just us where there are like, you know, me, like I'm an Astra main, and I am sitting there thinking it's like, oh, we don't really have like a support. And then other people will start talking, but it's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then we'll talk to some other people on the team who help us make decisions, and we'll be like, that's a really good goal, you're right. That's like a hole, like a gap that we've identified. So let's try to make that, because we think that there are players who are going to really love that.
And you guys think first of like the players that we play at home, or you guys also consider like the professional meta? Because every change you make for us, the casual players, it's also going to inflect in the professional scene, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we think of both. We make VALORANT for everybody. It's a global game. It's for both our casual players and our professional players, and even our just people who like to watch. Like, it's really for everyone. So, and we gather feedback from everyone when we're making changes to the game, both pros and ranked. And yeah, when we're making something new, we usually have a goal in mind. Like, sometimes we think the goal is more targeted for professional play, and sometimes we think it's just going to resonate better with the casual audience. So it's definitely both, but usually we have a goal in mind, which one we're trying to do.
In this case was making like a hard support, and which I think it's awesome. Us support players, we need more support agents, and I cannot stop thinking like, do you also think in the other agents that there are already in the game when making a new agent? How do you guys like manage adding a new agent in contrast to all the other agents that there already are there?
Sure, yeah. So we think about what elements each character has. I'll use an example. So imagine if Waylay had a smoke that she could dash into. It would make the character feel like just the same as Jet, right? It would just be like Jet 2.
Yeah.
So we're always thinking about like just sort of the landscape of all of the abilities that exist on an individual kit, and then trying to make sure that there's meaningful differentiation between how every character plays. For example, Mix stands very shoulder to shoulder with his teammates. Omen is blinding through a wall. Astra is in a map, helping you from across the map. Mix is like, you know, right beside you, fragging with you, healing you after fights, smoking choke points. He's much more like grounded and fighting shoulder to shoulder. And that was a way we felt was making Mix feel differentiated from the other controllers on the cast.
What is like the process of balancing a new, balancing a new agent when no one has played before? Like, how do you guys do it?
Yeah, so, well, one, we play the character a lot. So we're all play testing it. We're giving each other feedback. We have, fierce professional debates about how powerful or not powerful everything we think it is. And then we also have a team, a specialized group in our team called the Gameplay Analysis Team. We call them GAT. And they are, high Immortal Radiant players and ex-professional players who work at Riot with us. And they also play the game and play test all of our content. And they write up a lot of detailed feedback. They show us like strategies, how they think the character will be played. They make predictions about how they think that character will fit into the meta. And they sort of use their expertise as top-level VALORANT players to work with the design team to ensure that we're at least, in the ballpark of balanced. We can't predict the future. Sometimes we miss. But in general, our goal is never to make something that is just like super powerful or super weak. We always just try to get that sweet spot where it's promising, players see the vision, they want to try it, they see why it's powerful, but it's also not like overwhelming the game.
Do you remember, like, talking about this, do you remember some agent or some change that you guys said, like, no, this is perfectly balanced, and then you realized that it was not perfectly balanced?
I think every designer on the team has moments where they feel that way. Like, for sure, for me, I remember being like, I think Taeho's strong, but he's not like that strong. Like, and that was me personally. Like, I had played a few games with Taeho, and I was like,
what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's the thing, and it's like we all have these different opinions, and we all have our own biases, right? And like, just my particular playstyle, I probably wasn't super successful on him right away. Whereas like other people in the team were like, this character's really strong, and like, so a lot of time we have difference of opinion, right? Like, it's not like a unified opinion that everybody has. And there are sometimes characters that I thought we think are going to be very strong, but then we maybe need to buff them later down the line. I think Waylay was one we thought would be a little stronger at first, but needed to do some follow-ups to adjust her. So it goes both ways.
And do you have like a timeline or a time schedule? Like, okay, we put out the new agent, we wait like 1 month, 2 months, and then we not rework it, but like we buff him or we nerf him?
Yeah, so we always try to give agents a little time to breathe. New maps, agents, weapons, anything. We just have to give it time to breathe and not be too reactionary to, immediate snap reaction, because we often find that things do evolve over time. Players learn new counterplay, the meta settles, opinion changes, and even sometimes things we haven't changed in a very long time end up being very strong. So it's really one of those things where we try not to react too quickly. And also as designers, we want to sort of allow players to use their brain to solve problems, right? We don't want to just come in and be like, oh, it's too strong. Oh, you're losing to it? Okay, we nerf it. It's like, think about it. How do we solve the problem? How do we solve each round and improve as players? So we want to give everybody the opportunity to sort of flex their thinking and figure out how to solve the problem. And sometimes, we'll look at it, and after a few months, we're like, yeah, like these are some cases we see on live where we would expect this character to be succeeding, but they're failing, or vice versa. And then we'll make some adjustments at that point.
June, how tired are you of people saying, I want a nation from my country. We Argentinians deserve a player, but at the same time, we all want to do that question. Do you get that question asked often?
Yeah, of course I get that question. And it's a totally valid question. Valorant is a global game. We make this game for everybody, right? And I really hope that one day we have an agent from every country so we can realize that vision of having a global game. Ultimately, it takes a lot of time to make an agent, and
And there are so many countries.
Yes, and there are so many countries, but I hope Valorant has a long life so we can fulfill that vision. But yes, I get that question a lot, and it's every single time I meet someone who asks me that question, no matter what country they're from, I wish I can just be like, yes, of course, but things take time, so look out for it.
You need to start lying and saying, oh, it's coming, you just wait, it's gonna be great. The new agent for Argentina, oh my God, he's going to be playing football. He will be playing football and dancing cumbia.
Yeah, I'll say that anytime we notice that we have players in a region who are super passionate about Valorant, we're paying attention,
Awesome. Last question is, what's your expectation with this new agent? What do you think people is going to see first, like first, and also why not dislike first?
Yeah, I think I don't really know what they're going to dislike. We try to make it so that they, like everything, but I'll say the thing I like the most about Mix is that you feel like you have such a strong impact on the game, and it's not because you're just out aiming people. And I think that sometimes it feels like when you're not the one getting the frags, you don't feel like your impact is that big. I think controller players or sentinel players can probably resonate with this, right? Where they never go to your side, or you're always getting assists, and you don't necessarily feel the impact. But Mix is a character we tried to make where it's like, you may never shoot at a player in a round, but you know that your team succeeded because of you. And that was our goal with Mix, and we hope players feel that.
That's like the gold rule for support players. You may not be killing, but you are also winning the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.